Hi, it's Rich from Rich Mid Gaming, and in this video I'm going to be building a brand new Brotherhood of Mutants roster for an upcoming tournament happening at the beginning of July at Elysium Games. There is a link to that down in the description below. I believe there may still be a couple of tickets left for it. So we're going to do this over in TTS. Luckily enough, the new announcements for the Brotherhood, so Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, will be available, so I have included them as options in my list. But let's head over to TTS and see what we've got. So starting then, as I mentioned, I'm going to be playing Brotherhood. That's the affiliation that I have chosen. So Magneto is an absolute must include, and I'm just going to flip these cards just to demonstrate the ones that I'll be keeping. Mystique is also a character I want to take. Reason being is she gives me some flexibility in leadership. So if I do come up against a smaller threat, so a 14 or a 15, she gives me some additional flexibility, being half the price of Magneto. Toad is going to be an absolute given for me as well. He is the affiliation's only 2 threat, and therefore is for me automatically included. He's also just a really good character. Shuri, I think the type of gameplay that I play now with the Brotherhood, Shuri just doesn't really lend herself anymore. So we're going to be taking Shuri out, and also Okoye. Whilst the bodyguard is really good, I just don't think she's really needed anymore within Brotherhood. So we're going to be taking Okoye out. Well, let's take a look at some 5 threats. So the options for 5 threats that we've got in here are Scarlet Witch, we've got MODOK, and we've got Angela. Obviously MODOK and Angela, 2 of the, if not the 2 biggest damage dealers in the game at the moment. Both have throws, which is really good. As Guardian's obviously really good because of the additional power. Scarlet Witch, however, has a throw, but is also able to deal out lots and lots of various conditions, which is something that we don't have within the rest of the affiliation. So I only want to take 1 5 threat. I think there's only enough room in there for it, and it's not going to be Angela. I've played her a few times. I really do like her, but I think with MODOK and Scarlet Witch we've got a couple of better options there. So some of the 3 costs, we've got Lockjaw, we've got Valkyrie, and we've got Zemo. Zemo isn't gonna make the cut. He's really good, but he brings physical damage. And really, I'm looking, if we look there at Magneto, physical. We've got physical with Mystique, 1 physical with Toad. I don't need any more physical damage in my team, so he is not going to make the cut either. Valkyrie, I really like Valkyrie. She's really good. I think we put her to the sidelines at the moment. She is most definitely a maybe for us to take, as is Enchantress. I think she's really good. And if we're taking Enchantress, I feel like she negates the need to take Vision. She has that beam 3 attack, he's got a beam 4 attack, but she just does so much more. For the same cost, I think she's definitely an upgraded version of Vision. So we're taking Vision out there. Wong is a character I've had a lot of love with, but I think now there are other ways of doing what he can do. So I think he's not going to make the cut as far as the 2 costs go. Is it? Let's put him at a little maybe for the moment. So Medusa. So she does have the throw, but it's for a character only. She does have the place, which is really useful. So that means that she can move Magneto up. I don't think we're going to be taking Medusa with us on this one. So let's then take a look at the 2 new characters. So Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Let's start with 3 threat Quicksilver. I think this character has a lot of potential. A hell of a lot of potential. If we can generate 1 power for him on turn 1, he can get to any objective up to the middle of the board, potentially even further, and then move back a long advance as well. So I think he is definitely making the cut. And Scarlet Witch, I think she's going to be really good. It's the only 5-point option we've got within the affiliation. I think if we look at the other 5-point option, which is Murdoch, probably not as strong from a damage dealing perspective. Doomsday Chair is just huge, but the fact that her builder is mystical and her spend is mystical as well. Defending character does not add crit results to its total successes. Plus then, I can change one of the defending characters to a blank. And the throw, and the fact that she's in affiliation, and the fact that she just does judgment, I think she's going to be really, really strong. So she is going to go into the list. So because of that, we're going to take Murdoch out of there. I don't see myself in playing Brotherhood having a character sitting back and just taking pop shots. I think if I, if there's an objective token to take or a rear secure to take, Toad is probably going to be the one doing that, and he has a little bit more, well, quite a bit more survivability than Rocket. So we're going to take Rocket out of the list. I think I have to include Thanos in the list. He's been super, super strong. I think he synergizes really well with the Brotherhood. Power generation from Magneto is really good. Let's just go here. His Cosmic Portal is really, really good for Magneto, but also just for moving the enemy around as well. He doesn't tend to worry too much about power because he's constantly being generated power by everybody else throwing things, and the fact that his strike is his power generator as well. But the other thing is the Death's Decree. The number of times where I've had a flipped Toad, do a 9 dice spit acid to take somebody out, or a 10 dice reverse polarity from Magneto. So we're going to be flipping him, and obviously we're going to be taking some gems. We're not going to be taking the power gem, and we are not going to be taking the space gem. So that leaves us with mind, soul, reality, and time, all of which are viable options. I really like reality. I also really like mind. I think being able to manipulate the enemy, move them off point, as well as then his Death's Decree. You can sometimes use these in conjunction with each other. So moving or advancing somebody a small, and then following it up by placing them 2. We're not too concerned about power generation. We're going to be getting 2 or 3 power a turn, plus anything we get from the innate ability from Magneto. So we're going to take the soul gem out. The time gem is still up for debate. I have been playing it lately, so it may be something that stays in there. So we have 2 spots left, and let's have a look what we've got a choice of. So our choices are, we've got Sabretooth, who is in affiliation. He can deal some good damage. Again, on his flip side, or even not on his flip side, combined with Thanos and Death's Decree, he can deal some really, really good damage. His reactive attack as well, I found to be good, and No Mercy can be really, really useful as well. As adding those extra 3 dice to make it a 10 dice means that you're more than likely going to get that trigger for finisher. Wong, I think Wong's out. I don't think there's any room for Wong in this list. I actually think we're going to take the time gem. I think we're going to play some potential 9-point Thanos. Can work really, really well with Zeke and Toad on the 14-pointers even, or potentially, with Mystique and now Quicksilver on the 15-pointers. So I think we're definitely going to take the time gem. So that leaves 1 spot. I think Lockjaw is probably out. He's really good. I can't ever see a scenario where I'm going to be taking Lockjaw over Quicksilver or a Mystique, because if I'm taking Lockjaw, it's really only if I'm not taking Thanos for the movement on Magneto. So I think Lockjaw is out. So then it's down to damage and what they bring to the team. So Valkyrie and Enchantress both has Guardian, so they get the extra power. Enchantress does have the movement as well. Sorry, she does have the throw as well, but she can also move an enemy character. And then she has that kiss, that Amora's kiss, which is really, really good. So, you know, if somebody gets the Kree core, for example, we can kiss it straight out of them and move it over to her. Maybe we come back to this. Maybe we'll have a look then at crisis cards that we want to play. A crisis card that I absolutely love and always include is Alien Ship. I love playing a 9-point Thanos with Magneto and a couple of others. So, you know, quite low activation, usually only 4 on a 20-point map, utilising the reality gem on Thanos to go and get that Kree core turn 1 and then moving back. So that is 100% making it into the list. Because I do tend to play lower activations, what I don't want are any crisis cards that require me to look after multiple things. However, saying that, one that I do like is Fear Grips. If I get an extra hammer onto Magneto, 1 or 2 hammers, he has the potential to absolutely pop off. One of the other ones that I do like is the Mutant Extremists, where you need to find the Senator. Again, really nice because it's a single objective. It means that I can send Thanos over, he can try and find it, or, you know, Quicksilver in this case, get around the map. Toad, who can go and, you know, sometimes interact with 2 in a single turn. So we're going to include this as well. Let's get rid of these. And now on to the, so there were the extracts, onto the secure cards. I don't want anything that requires me, or what I want is things that require me or allow me to interact. So if we look here, for example, interact console. If no enemy characters are contesting the console, you are now controlling it. Origin bombs is quite nice as well. That tends to work really well because it means I can interact and move away from them. I think we're not going to play the Witnesses. Not a fan of that one at all. We're not going to be playing the Cosmic Vaults because, again, I don't like having to contest 4 points. I think we're going to take Portals. Do we want Demons? Demons isn't too bad because we only have 3. Terrigen Clouds is quite good as well because there's only 2. But I think we are going to take Gamma Wave, only being 3 points, and the fact that we have some really quick characters that can move over. Double moving Quicksilver over, and then, you know, teleporting or asteroid emming Magneto over there. Some really powerful plays we can make with that. We're not going to be taking Riots. We could take Sword. We won't be taking Infinity Formula. That power's not an issue for us. Yeah, we're not going to be taking that. So it leaves us with these 4. So I quite like Mutant Madmen. I don't mind Terrigen Clouds, but it is a 20 threat. We've already got a 20 threat. Let's get rid. I think we're actually going to be taking the new 14-pointer. No, do you know what? We're not. We are not doing that. We're going to go with the 18 points. It's an old favourite of mine. We're going to be going with the 18-point Mutant Madman. So even though it's 4, we can take 1 in the corner and then push up around it. So now on to the tactics cards. So let's start by the ones we're not taking. Now there's some cards I put in here that we can't take now anyway. So Aim Lackeys and Psychic Fortress can go. I don't take Brace for Impact. Haven't taken it for a while. Not a fan. Doom Prophecy is also a card that I do not take, and Patch Up for me is not as good as Medpack, so let's get them out of the way. The power cards, you know, they're just this can work, but I'm never going to waste a tactics card on it. Asteroid M Deception 100% in my list every single time, as is Magnetic Refraction. You know, those three cards, I think, for any Brotherhood player are going to be kind of at the staple of what they're doing. Books of Truth, not a massive fan. Not a massive fan at all. So we will be taking that out. Weapon X and Exceptional Healing. Not a fan of Weapon X. I think all you've got, I absolutely love this card. 6-point Magneto. 4 actions. It's crazy. Field Dressing is another one. I think it lends itself really, really nicely to this. So there's many times where I have dual activated Magneto and then field dressing him to take that day's token off him. So that means that then we can't use Medpack because we're already using that. Bit of Rivals, I think, is a fantastic card and one that highly recommend. As is Climbing Gear, I think very, very useful card. So that then leaves us with Exceptional, No Matter the Cost, and Advanced R&D. Quite like No Matter the Cost, and I think could really come into play more with Scarlet Witch, where we've got some bigger power spenders, or if, you know, we need to get an attack off with one of the other characters who we're going to take. So I think that is our 8. Now to the final part then. Who are we going to take in our list? Sabretooth, Valkyrie, Enchantress. We don't need Valkyrie's throws. And I think it's going to be Enchantress is the one that makes the cut, at least for this version of the list. I think she outshines him as a 4-pointer. The only thing he's got going is that he is in the affiliation, but I think she gives us some energy attacks, which we don't really have a lot of. She has that turn 1 capability. She's got that Amora's Kiss, and the fact that she can dish out staggers, stuns and slows, I think is really, really good. So yeah, there we are, guys. That is going to be the list that I play with over the next couple of weeks. So I'll give everyone an update and let them know if I change it up at all. Probably will do after play testing it a few times. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think it's a strong list? Do you think I've made some glaring errors? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you made it this far, why not leave a like on the video? Why not leave a little comment letting me know what you thought? And if you could do subscribe as well, it really does help out with growing the channel. So that's it from me, and as always, stay safe, keep well, and until next time, bye for now.